Everybody knows that is not normal. Everyone is looking up, wondering why the sky is split. Look, sky is broken. And everybody knows something's fishy, don't you? It's fishy, ain't it?
You know, that's the first time I ever seen this.
That's right. It's fishy.
Pause. Now, everybody was sitting around, if you notice, was recording the sky. Nobody's recording something in the sky that is normal. Everybody's recording this. Everybody's sitting around and recording the sky now because they see that the sky is completely changing and it's changing rapidly fast. God said in these religious books, which are written by extraterrestrials, said, "You will know when I'm on my way back, because I will show you wonders inside the heavens." Now, what's happening, as I told y'all this once before, is that Earth is being pulled to a certain portion of the solar system, which we would consider heaven. We're either heaven coming here or we're going there. But before Earth gets there, this destruction, death, is not allowed to enter in those gates. So you have large ships, huge ships that are now showed up to Earth, and you have smaller ships that have been here, always been here, traveling back and forth. But now you have large ships that are moving in on and putting themselves in position and observing, because this was a scientific experiment. Not the scientific experiment was not with us. This was a test for us, but a scientific experiment for other species, more importantly, the artificial race that's on the planet. This was a test for us and the organic species, the Draconian, the Pleiades, the insectoids. This was a test for all of us to be here on the planet. The test was to see if those species would actually use their intelligence to try to manipulate the organic beings out of their energy and their life source, which is the so-called black woman genetic makeup, stem cells, blood, etc. This is what their test was, because we smell like candy to them. You'll see what I'm saying? But they would never pull this off in heaven because they couldn't. But they waited until Earth is a ship that traveled throughout the solar system. And what happens is, as we travel throughout the solar system, we get further away from what you call heaven. These entities, insectoids, draconian species, Pindar, Moloch, the Sumerian god, the Dragon King, him and all his whole crew. As we got further away, these entities started to get greedy and started to get tempted. When they said that when Mary was in Adam and Eve, when Eve was inside the garden and she was speaking to a reptilian, she was speaking to a snake. It was the draconian species. They've been snatching us up. This didn't just start now today with the artificial race. This has been going on for quite some time, especially when Earth started traveling and got further away from heaven. So anyway, your brothers and sisters are now moving in and they are observing. Now, what they are saying as they are looking, because they always come around large crowds. Just understand this. I want you to understand. People are going to start to pay attention to this. Whenever there's a large gathering, a large crowd, no matter what it may be, whether it's riots, whether the shit that's going on right now in Israel, whether it's, people are marching down the street, no justice, no peace, no matter what, they always show up because the group energy is more powerful than the individual energy. This is why people be talking about black people need to come together. We are already together. This is why it's so important to keep us together, but keep us divided mentally. See, you have to keep us together in neighborhoods and communities, but keep us divided mentally, because they need our energy collectiveness together to breathe life into their world. So when people say, Kalab, what do you mean by that? Okay, let's just say I may not believe in Christianity, but somebody believe in Islam. This person may not believe in Islam and Christianity, but they believe in a higher supreme. This person may not believe in going to college, but they believe in getting an education. This person may not believe in what you would call the justice system, but they believe that they need police officers. This person may not believe that the calendar is true, but they believe in the clock and celebrate their birthday. So this is how collectively, they get us to breathe life into their world, which you don't understand, but you keep us mentally divided from each other. So they have to keep us together. This is the whole key in order for manifestation to take place. The group that is stick together consciously together, just like, for example, women that are in a same household together, once you will start to notice, more importantly, so-called black women, y'all in the household together, you will notice that your menstrual cycle will all simultaneously start to come on together. You know what I'm saying? A couple days apart from each other, whatever the case may be. And if y'all all start to eat the same thing, guess what? Everybody anatomy will start to adjust to one another, to a different frequency. So this is why it's so important, once again, to keep us together, but mentally separated from one another. So whenever you see these large gatherings, our brothers and sisters show up in the sky. They literally observe, because one of the things that they look at is say, how could these people be celebrating and walking around and they don't trust their government? They don't trust the media. They don't like the violence that's taking place on the planet. They don't like the injustice for the police department. They know the food is fake. They know they're being poisoned in the water. They know their food is also being poisoned. They know the education system is a scam. Why are they continuing to go along with this? Like they don't have another way, like they don't have free will and a free choice to go in a different direction. This is what they are saying. And they're saying that to the artificial race is because, again, they look at them and say, look how far they have come. But yet they look at us and they be like, look how far we have gone, to the point that we accept homosexuality. We accept another race to educate and psychologically evaluate our children, the same people that fed our children to crocodiles and make movies about the destruction of our species, aka Roots, 12 years of slavery, Mississippi burning, and the list continue to go on and on. And Avatar is one of them, and they continue and they capitalize off of our destruction by giving us fake trinkets in return, money, and making and using money as a resource that everyone needs on the planet. But everyone knows that all the resources come from the planet. More importantly, the artificial race. So why is the artificial race continuing to go on with this atrocity? And the number one thing that we say is because they can't live without our brothers and sisters in a psychological dark state mentally. So they know this already, but they're looking at the other species and saying, wow, look how far you have come, knowing that what's going on with children, sex trafficking, organ harvesting, you understand, abductions through your Catholic church, you know what I'm saying, child molestation, you know your presidents and all of them are into that, and you still continue to carry out heinous acts on the planet and to the organic people of this planet, no matter what you find out and what you know. And you do more research than them because they're following you now. And our brothers and sisters say, wow, look at this. So they come around, they gather, and they also see us mingling along with them and laughing and joking. And we say, wow, they fed you to crocodiles. They still psychologically abuse you, your brothers and sisters. But we feel as though if it ain't happening to me directly, then it ain't my fault. It ain't my problem. You see? So they're observing all of this. And the Bible, the religious books was written by extraterrestrials. And it said in there, when God returned, I'm going to show you magnificent things in the sky. I'm going to show you wonders in the sky, things that you've never seen before. So when you look at the video that I'm getting ready to play again, you're going to see your brother. First of all, the dark cloud that's sitting in the middle by itself, the only dark cloud sitting there by itself, that's a ship looking down. And you have the huger one sitting on the side. And then you have clouds lit up. How do clouds lit up? How is something that's made of vapor and water actually is lit up? And let me explain something to you. If I was to record this video and if I was to strip the light from it, you will see even more that the sky is actually blood red right where they're at. Literally, right where they're at, blood red in this video. So I'm going to play the video again, and she said the sky is split. No, it's not. Those are shadows in the sky. That's because there is something solid that is blocking the sun. That's what's happening. And a lot of us are, I told you this many 2-3 years ago. The shadows in the sky, the geometrical shapes that's in the sky. You never seen clouds form 90-degree angles before, squares in the sky. You never seen this before. You understand? And they so low, and they some of them light up. So again, you never seen none of this before, but yet we sit and stay idle and capitulate to this totalitarian system.
Everybody knows something's up. Everybody knows. That is not normal. Everyone is looking up, wondering why the sky is split.
That's a shadow. 90-degree angle cloud right there.
And everybody knows something's fishy, don't you? It's fishy, ain't it?
You know, that's the first time I ever seen this.
That's right. It's fishy.
Won't be the last time. Abundance of gratitude to you all. Paul. Now, real quick, my people, just to show you this, here's another example of your brothers and sisters in the upper atmosphere, and these are ships that's just sitting there. And the reason why they're lighting up like this with electricity is because they're the plasma discharge. They don't use gasoline.
Of Aden, where you're going to see some very unique clouds, putting on quite a light show as a gentleman was flying out over the Gulf of Aden on his way to Qatar.
You got huge ships. Look like it's 2 huge ships and 2 smaller ships just sitting there. Look at the top of it. Look at the flat surface on the top of it. Look at that. I mean, they huge. Observing. Just huge ships. Pause.